Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy in the Super Mario Galaxy game on the Nintendo Wii / Nintendo Wii U eShop downloadable software as far as I'm concerned. So anyways, last time we actually did manage to able to continue things on in the Golden Dome, and managed to able to actually gather about, I would say, by the forms about 9 power stars if I could recall. So even then though, that's as far as I can usually tell from that calculations corrections. So yeah, today for this video is the fact that we're about to be gathering to ourselves into, let's just say, the Daredevil mission on Molten Galaxy, and especially noticeable after this, then we can move on to the Snowcap Galaxy, and also at the same time we're about to be going on to Bowser's Galaxy Reactor at some point or another. So even then though, I cannot even believe how the fact that this Let's Play were able to turn out to be a lot faster than Attempt 2. So even then though, let's get this thing started with, of course, one of the hardest missions of the entire game. Especially noticeable for Luigi, because you know how the fact that he's also like, you know, love to slip around all over the place. So even then, here we go with Lava Sperry, Daredevil Run, and this is actually, kind of think about it, the final time we're going to be doing with the Daredevil mission in this entire Super Mario Galaxy game. So even then though, that's once that's been done, well, the majority of... Why do I just do that? My jump button does not react to it. Whoops. That was a good start. But anyways though, well not really though, because even then, it's just that I swear I managed to hit the jump button, but sometimes that my reactions are way too late. So, let's try this one again, shall we? So even then, yeah, there's not much else I could really talk about this at this point, is the fact that obviously today's day is the first day of June. So even then though, we're looking forward until when, you know, Nintendo's E3 announcements will start able to actually getting closer to its release. And of course, we're not going to mention about this too much about this, because, well, obviously, about the fact the matter is, though, is the fact that we're actually getting quite close towards the end of this Let's Play already. Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, there's actually got quite a few announcements that I want to brought things up to you guys. But unfortunately, I must point things out right away. I'm afraid to say I'm probably not going to talk about this too much. It is because, well, I'm actually going to save that until tomorrow's video, whenever we get to the actual Purple Comet Challenge missions. So, if that's to be the case, then I should probably be able to actually mention about quite a few things worth noting for. So even then though, let's get this thing to it with this mission. So even then though, I just need to concentrate on this mission, because, again, if you messed up at least once, then if you manage to get hit by the lava, especially noticeable with these little fire bombs, as you can see there, basically, every time whenever I get myself screwed over, well, I have to redo the whole entire mission over and over again. Especially noticeable with how the fact that, well, I can definitely tell this is easily one of the most difficult Daredevil missions in the whole entire game, because you have to go through the whole entire level again, but except the fact that you need to do it with this with only 1 unit of health. As opposed to the likes of how it does it on certain Daredevil missions, like for instance in, you know, in Battle Rock Galaxy, and especially noticeable with, Ghostly Garden, and especially noticeable with, Ghostly Galaxy, and especially noticeable with, you know, Deep Dark Galaxy, and, at least those missions are extremely short, because it takes you into almost near to the boss and stuff like that. Well, immediately to the boss, actually. Whilst in this one, you have to make your way through the entire first mission again, but except the fact that you only have 1 piece of health left. So, hopefully though, well, technically speaking, this is actually my second attempt doing this. So, generally speaking, I might as well able to actually take the first death of this mission. So, whilst the forms of how it does it on the Super Mario Galaxy run through, however though, I seem to manage to done this within the single attempt. So at least I managed to got that. So, anyway, it's time to go for that nice little shortcut right there, and hopefully do some backflips without even like messing up for those little the depths, or in this case by the forms of like that particular jump heights and stuff. But regardless of such, we actually conclude the Lava Sperry Daredevil run, and that's pretty much it for every single of those Daredevil Comet missions. So, yeah, we're not going to see those anymore in this game because we are essentially done with this. And whilst the majority later on, it will be for the Purple Comet missions as well. So, yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So even then, though, before we move on to the forms of the, let's just say the final level in the whole game, is the fact that we need to go ahead and deal with the last Hungry Luma stage, and that will have to be, of course, the Snow-Capped Galaxy. So even then, yeah, let's just feed 1,600 star bits in total. Now, once we feed the Hungry Luma, then we are surely, soon to say, we are done with the star bit system in this game. So because of that, though, well, until whenever we get to Super Mario Galaxy 2, that is, then I'm pretty sure definitely we'll be able to mention more on that whenever he starts to doing his redo Let's Play of that. So, but anyways, though, onwards to the Snow-Capped Galaxy now, and, well, sure enough, we can able to catch the, well, presumably to say, star bunnies in the snow, and in this case, we are catching the star bunnies for the final time in this entire game. So, because of generally speaking, then that will be about it, basically. Aside from that, you know, the purple coins and stuff like that, which again, it would happen during the likes of it in the next video, which, talking of which, about the fact that, you know how the fact that whenever we finish up with, Bowser's Galaxy Reactor, that, once again, I can assure to you about the fact that, well, we'll explain more on that whenever we, get to that final level, when we rescued Princess Peach for reals. So, but this time with Luigi, so even then, though, yeah. Okay, so, you know what, I said this before in yesterday's video, about the fact that recently I managed to saw, Aladdin Remake recently, and I said this before, it was okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of, the remake version of Aladdin, honestly, apart from the fact that, well, usually I still prefer the originals more, as I said this before, but, for what I think about the forms of the remake version of Aladdin film, which, you know, the recent film that just came out for about, I would say, for this matter, for about, a week ago right now, or in this case, 8 days ago, actually. And for my final thoughts of it, as I said before, it was okay. I mean, nothing too amazing about it, other than the fact that, well, Will Smith is a genie. At least some people seem to think it looks a bit more horrific. It's hard to pronounce that specific word I was going to be saying, but it looks incredibly, almost like creepy posture or something like that. But even then, though, I'm pretty much used to it because of how the fact that, well, he does have some of the similarities, personality as the forms of Robin Williams, but nowhere near as masterful as Robin Williams, in my opinion. Just because, well, in Robin Williams' version, it seems to be more likely a perfect fit for him. But Will Smith is pretty good, don't get me wrong. It's just the fact of the matter is, though, is the fact that, well, he does give me some chuckles every now and then. But even then, aside from that, though, yeah, I think Will Smith as a genie is probably the best thing apart about this film for me. Especially noticeable because I was used to, like, you know, watching more of those Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV series and stuff. And heck, even I'll give Jasmine some credit, though, especially for the actual character herself. That not only does it able to bring back the actual old songs from the original film from 1992, whilst the majority of newer songs they actually introduced where Princess Jasmine actually sings. So that's pretty sweet stuff, actually, which I think that's the only cooler thing about the remake, though. But even then, I don't know about the lyrics, though. Even though, let me know in the comments below of what you think about the lyrics on the 2 new songs they bring up. But even then, though, I'll get some more details onto that later, because, after all, as you can see right there, we now managed to finish up with the Snow-Capped Kingdom. I keep on saying Snow-Capped Kingdom for some reason. I keep on thinking of another Mario game I was thinking of. But anyways, though, since we're all set with all 104 stars from now on, and let's talk to Rosalina here, it's time. Do you want to go to the location of the old special one at the center of the universe? Let's go. Alright, then, off we go. And once again, we'll get ourselves the exact same scene, but slightly different. there is a warp field inside the castle.
Go, Luigi.
Go! They are inside. Hurry. Obviously, the one noticeable difference between if you ever play this level as either Mario or Luigi is the fact that Rosalina actually said Luigi's name. So that's the only noticeable difference, I feel like. So even though, let's head into the forms of Bowser's Galaxy Reactor, the Fate of the Universe mission. So even though, that just like last time, we need to make our way towards, you know, Bowser at the very end, so there's not much anything else different about it, other than we can actually play as Luigi this time, so, yeah, you probably get the idea for that. So, anyways, let's get back into my, you know, my thoughts of how do I think about, the Aladdin remake. It's nothing awful or anything, to me though, anyway, unlike in some critics think they actually have themselves mixed reception to this, which, it is a little bit better than the forms of how it does it on Dumbo Remake, in my opinion, just because, well, thankfully though, it doesn't have to be, like, somewhat a little bit more, drastically different or anything. Although, it might be slightly similar as far as storylines goes, but it's just the fact that the actual fact of the matter is, though, is the fact that the Aladdin Remake does have some slight twists throughout. Like, for instance, that, Jasmine got herself a somewhat of a sister or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that got in there, but whilst unlike the forms of the original film, they did at least have Sultan, and especially noticeable with Roger the Tiger of all things, but I've no idea why that particular unnamed girl comes out of nowhere from that particular remake version of the film, which I just don't know why, but I digress. So, I think that's just the only positive things I can say about the films of Aladdin Remake, honestly. Well, Jafar himself might be a little bit not as more, you know, like, how do I describe it about this? It's something related to, like, he's not as, like, you know, evilness. Well, he is still evilness, but it's just that it doesn't look intimidating as the forms of how he does it on the original version, though, in my opinion. Because, for one thing, well, he does still have his beard from his redesign. It's just that it doesn't have that much creepy voice, though, unlike in the forms of how it does it on the original version of the film, though, on the other hand, so... Oh, don't you dare! Ah, screw you, Bullet Bill! Screw you! Ah, that was the first step on that particular section right there. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Whenever I managed to play this on the, I think I already described about this on my, Super Mario Galaxy, playthrough. So even then, though, that's the only reason why I feel like the last part of this level is easily still one of the hardest parts about this level to me, though. Although luckily, though, the checkpoint is right near towards that little, glowing box, kind of sections. But you don't get a checkpoint on that section, though, on the other hand, because, well, you just have to cope with, like, without even, like, taking a single death. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking about it anyway, so... But yeah, yeah, but the only gripe I have with the remake film of Aladdin is pretty much common, is that, well, for number one, the actual main actor, especially noticeable for Aladdin himself, well, it just feels kind of awkward to me. I mean, usually the only good thing about him is the fact that he does have some, well, it might be some spoiler alerts for this point, folks, especially noticeable if you guys have not seen the film already, so I think I probably should not mention about this too much about it. But even then, yeah, let's get on with the actual final boss as Luigi. So, looking for Princess Peach? Too bad, cause she's with me. Obviously, Peach says Luigi's name, or else unlike in the forms of if you ever play as Mario, then basically she says Mario's name. So, yeah, another noticeable difference anyway. So even then, let's get onto the actual staircase right here. And sure enough, once again, Bowser Jr. might actually use these little cannon fire shots until the actual steps itself might actually start to crumble. So, yeah, it's just a matter of time to able to actually get all the way up to the top these days, hey? But we did make it anyway, so... It's time, Bowser. It's finally time. Finally. you've got here just in time to see the creation of my galaxy in the center of the universe. Watch and weep. From this galaxy, I'll rule the great galactic empire with Peach by my side. It will last forever. I will rule every pitiful corner of the universe. So Luigi, as you can see, I got big plans, and stomping you is on the top of my list. You really think so, Bowser, again? Well, I'm sure it might not look like it. So even then, though, just like last time from the Super Mario Galaxy playthrough, is that we have to go through 3 phases once again. But except this time, we're actually going to be playing as Luigi, of course. So, yeah, you probably get the idea to see how this will turn out. So, but anyways, yeah, with the Aladdin, as far as the actual voice actor of him on the remake, I just think, to me, I just can't stand him sometimes. I mean, personally, I just found it slightly awkward than the forms of how he does it on the originals, though, to me, though. But I do apologize with the forms of my opinions on each of the actual negative aspects on most films. But this is one of those exceptions, I will say. Because even then, I do definitely know that Disney wants to try to make it as a cooler, heroic fairy tale human voice actors or something like that. But personally, for me, I still kind of prefer the originals more because it somewhat feels a little bit more nostalgia to it. And, yeah, because of that, I don't usually enjoy some of the aspects about the actual Aladdin actor on the remake, but even then, that's just to me though anyway. Nothing awful, it's just that it's kind of distracting at points. Mainly due to how the fact that well, I'm not going to spoil the actual remake film too much, although it might be slightly similar to the original, as you guys should already know. But it's just that, well, it just feels kind of awkward sometimes. But anyways though, let's head into the actual third and final phase of the actual final boss of this game once again, but this time, for the first time, for Luigi. So even though, just like before, we need to let Bowser stomp onto these actual light blue glass stain parts right there, and as soon as he gets his tail burned, then obviously you need to able to, well, just simply able to use their spin attack onto him just like before. So yeah, that's as far as I can say with that particular final boss, honestly. So even then though, yeah, I just want to classify for that little brief update for you guys. Oh wow, I just got to burn myself. But nonetheless though, we don't have to worry about little spinny shell section right here. So instead it just cuts straight to the point whenever you know, Bowser's trying to do the actual biggest stomp of all. So anyways though, let's go ahead and deal with this last spin, and kaboom! And there goes Bowser. Still, I think the visuals in this game, well, it might be a little bit more downgraded compared to the forms of how it does it on, well, the Wii wasn't exactly as powerful as the PS3 or the Xbox 360 still, but I still really think that this is a gorgeous looking game to look at, even on the Nintendo Wii, along with, you know, Metroid Prime 3, and especially noticeable with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and even Twilight Princess, and heck, even the forms of the sequel, which again, we'll talk more on that until, I would seem to say, about next month right now. So even then though, we've already got about 30 more days to go until Super Mario Galaxy 2 Redo Let's Play should be up, and we'll talk more on that as soon as that time comes. So, here's the 7th and the final Grand Star as Luigi. In this case, I would say this is the 14th Grand Star so far in this whole entire game. no, my galaxy, my empire. This can't be happening. Do you hear the baby stars? These newborns will grow up to become galaxies someday. When stars die, they turn into stardust and shattered across the cosmos. Eventually, that stardust reforms to create a new star, and so the cycle of life continues. But the cycle never repeats itself in quite the same way. So, you'll see. Yes, all new life carries the essences of stars, even all of you.
Welcome! Welcome, new galaxies!
So yeah, that was the ending of Super Luigi Galaxy, although, as far as the actual staff credits thing is concerned, well, it usually heavily borrows those staff credits ever since whenever you, like, let's just say for example, you know these little screenshots of the actual staff credits they've already shown you from before? Well, they don't usually just change that much, because instead, they borrow exactly the same images, as you can see, from the likes of the Super Mario Galaxy's run-through, so even then, every single aspect about these death credits is basically unchanged until the very end of the credit sequence, because I'm pretty sure enough that since, after all, we are still playing as Luigi, of course. So, yeah, that's as far as I can go for that point, and of course, we still have not done with the actual Let's Play itself yet, because obviously we've only got, you know, the purple coin comments challenges to deal with, especially noticeable with how the fact that, yeah, if you manage to complete Super Luigi Galaxy for your first time, well, especially noticeable if you're able to beat Bowser for the first time, well, in this case, the final boss for the first time, then once again, it allows you to able to access to the purple comment in every single galaxies, basically. Some exceptions, which there are, you know, bite-sized versions of the galaxy stages themselves, so to be expected at this point. So even then though, especially noticeable, what really helps about the purple comments challenge missions, especially on Super Luigi Galaxy mode in this case, is that, you know how the fact that with the mail toad system is the fact that thankfully though, it just gives you a lot more extra lives than Mario was, because in Mario's, well, basically it just gives you like 5 extra lives, whilst in forms of Luigi, it just gives you like 20 extra lives, because, you know, they accidentally managed to put Dear Mario instead of Dear Luigi, so, yeah, that could only be one solution to think of, but even then, aside from that though, yeah, that's as far as I can say about it, so, man, I'm really gonna be enjoying the actual music itself again on the staff credit sequence, especially noticeable how the fact that it just makes me so much more joy to listen to, especially because of how the fact that once again the orchestra theme music is doing once again brilliant job. Especially noticeable how the fact that I could imagine of how the fact that if Super Mario Galaxy 3 was a thing, well, we don't know exactly for sure yet, but at least expecting it might actually have a lot more orchestra things to it. Or in this case, the sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, but I'm not exactly sure when though, because, well, we haven't got to the E3 just yet though, until, again, the next 10 days. So, well, speaking of which, actually, is the fact that, you remember I said this before about the fact that with the actual delay for the redo Let's Play of Sonic Lost World for the Wii U version, basically, we managed to able to decide to push it forward slightly. Because of this, though, we're happy to announce that the actual redo Let's Play of Sonic Lost World for the Wii U is going to be pushed forward until the 7th of June. Because, well, you might as well find things out until whenever we get to the Purple Comet Challenge videos. Especially noticeable of how the fact that we can able to hopefully breeze through this now, especially because we don't have to go for like, well, until whenever we get to Sea Slide Galaxy again, even for the final time for this Let's Play, so, yeah, I might, forget it. But anyways, I hope you guys are able to actually just to enjoy this part of this particular Super Luigi Galaxy part playthrough, so, yeah, I hope you're able to actually admit to that. So, yeah, still, Shiwata Hiawata still passes away from, ever since, like, 4 years ago or something like that, so I'm still gonna miss those days. But I digress. So yeah, if the staff credits thing is actually over, well, something else will actually different actually happen. So take a listen.
Thank you for playing my game.
So yeah, unlike Mario, Mario usually says like, "Thank you so much for playing my game," and now Luigi actually says, "Thank you for playing my game." And yeah, once again, you know, as I said this before, the purple comment has now appeared, and especially noticeable with the final page of the Rosalina's storybook. So, yeah, just like in the forms of Mario's playthrough, basically. So yeah, join me next time on Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy, is that hopefully we're also able to get started with the Purple Coin Challenge missions. So, this should be pretty fun, especially noticeable for Luigi, so see you guys then. Later, fellas.